Fox News contributor and author of The War on the West, Douglas Murray, joins us now. Douglas, good to see you.
Good to be here.
Isn't this the natural consequence of when you pull back police officers, you pull back prosecutors, people are left to fend for themselves, and you get this kind of behavior on a subway station where people have to protect themselves?
Well, let's say what all New Yorkers know, which is that the subway isn't safe. It doesn't feel safe. Nobody feels safe on it. Everybody has their own ways around it. Like most women I know won't take it after dark. There's just basic things like that. The police aren't down there. I actually saw police after this incident this week. I actually saw police for the first time in a while on the subway at one of the gates. And you know, so it's unsafe. And you have this list of innocent New Yorkers and others who have been killed. Like a 40-year-old New York woman last year, thrown onto the subway by a homeless man who's deranged. You have people who've been beaten up. Every New Yorker has stories of just, like, everyone staring into their phone and hoping that the person would stop and everyone would get out safe. So we all know this, and this horrible tragedy was completely avoidable. But it has come about because of poor policing in New York City, a stress on the police in the city not to treat what they call minor crimes as even of any significance, an acceptance of homelessness as a way of life, the left objecting to putting insane and mentally ill people in the care they need because they say such a thing would rob them of agency. That's why New Yorkers are used to precisely people like Neely being on their trains. And it's why people end up, in some situations like this one, taking matters into their own hands. And that's guaranteed to go wrong on some occasions.
What makes me so angry is that when the rioting started in New York City, a little less than 3 years ago, we all sat here and predicted this. The few of us who were here who had to come into work, and particularly people who had to get on the subways, it was treacherous out. And when there was no law enforcement, there was a breakdown in the rule of law. The first duty of government is to protect the citizens. That fell by the wayside. And the likes, none of these Democrats stood up for the police and stood up for the law-abiding citizens. Well, and now they have the audacity to stand atop this man's death for their own political gain.
I think it's even worse than that, if I can say so, which is that Ocasio-Cortez, Bowman, Presley, and the rest of them, they've been calling for defunding the police for years. They've been calling for precisely the sort of situation that means that the public decide to look after themselves. But they also know that this country is only ever one bad interaction away from burning down again. You know, we are only ever in America one bad police interaction away from riots in all the major cities. The footage that has come out that people like AOC, Presley and others have jumped on, they know that they are standing beside a tinderbox and they are just gleefully lighting matches and throwing them at it, saying that this was an execution, saying that this was murder, saying that this was a lynching. What we should actually ask, what do these representatives want to happen? I think what they want to happen is a violent response by their own side, as it were. They are riling these people up. Real leadership was shown by Mayor Adams by saying, actually, let's wait and see. Let's actually do that thing that so many people can't bear in modern America and just wait for the facts. You know, but as it is, we've had all sorts of things said about the victim that have already been shown not to be true, all sorts of things said about the young Marine that turned out not to be true. You know, the family of the person who's died, the man who's died, have had their lives changed irrevocably, but so has a young Marine, because he's likely to have this on his conscience the rest of his life, and it's highly likely that the political left in this country is going to try to do what it's done to so many people before. Demonize him, claim that this was a lynching, claim that this was racially aggravated, and much more. All the time they will avoid the fact that left-wing politicians, especially in New York, have deliberately made New Yorkers less safe than we used to be. This is a result of their policies, someday they should be held accountable
for that. It's a sickness. They believe that defendants are victims and victims are criminals. And you can't defend yourself in that situation. You are, no matter what you do, you're going to be victimized, whether it's by the aggressor or by the court system and the police. It's untenable.
And everybody knows that you're only seconds away from these interactions going bad. So this young guy leapt in. Maybe he should have done, maybe he shouldn't, we'll see. But why should it be down to the public to be having to make calls like that? Why are our cities so badly policed that we allow minor crimes and then major crimes and wonder where the crime comes from?
Right.
Douglas Murray.
Thank you so much.